The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh, got my hustle on, no imitation of that. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heartthrob in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too feeble and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Podcast coming to you Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. It is once again our weekly podcast with the man, America's favorite degenerate, of course, Zack The Degenerate. Zachary, what's up, bud?
What's happening?
Nothing much. We're in October. I can't believe it. We're in the fourth quarter of the year. Can't believe it. It's going really fast, huh?
Dude, hallelujah. Season's here.
Yeah.
Can we get through the holidays?
That's the best time of the year, to be honest. October for us as a sports fan. You know, baseball playoffs obviously just kicked off yesterday. Yeah, obviously football is well on the way in both college and the pros. Hockey starting in another week or so, and then of course basketball starts a couple weeks. Can't ask for more.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I was betting preseason hockey one night.
You did?
I just saw lines for hockey games. I was like, all right, let's pick some favorites. You know, let's see if we can make some money.
And this is why the name.
It's a very sad life, but
well,
and
this is why the name Degenerate applies. This is why the name Degenerate applies. It's exactly why. This is why I give that name, and it sticks. You know. So anyway, this week, week 4, we tied at 10 games apiece. Actually, so I am now 3-0-1 for the year. You are 0-3-1 for the year. Right now, was head to week 5, as you guys do when we do our best bets, of course. For every week, we go through each game in the NFL, and what we do basically, Zach and I, is we tell you what's the best bet for each game. It could be the team that's favorite, the team that's underdog, or bet the over or under of that game. So that's the format, and whoever gets the most right between me and him wins that week, of course. So, all right, here we go. Week number 5 underway tomorrow night as the Bucks travel to the Falcons. The Falcons are 1-point favorites. The over under is 44. Zach, what you got?
I like the over. I really don't believe Atlanta can win, but they have gotten so lucky that I'm not going to pick between either team. So just give me the over.
Yeah, I'm with you too. Over as well. Bucks are playing good football, and I think if gun to my head, I'm picking a winner. I'm picking the Bucks to win this game. I mean, they're trending in the right direction. Baker Mayfield, probably top 10 quarterback right now in the league. He's playing phenomenal. Playing phenomenal. Kirk Cousins has been kind of mid.
He's been terrible. He's had one bright spot, one quarter.
Yeah.
Where you could say, yeah, okay, this guy has a chance. Otherwise, he looked like DJ at FSU.
Oh, God. We'll get to that in a little bit. Any shot we're getting close to a Michael Penix start down the road? I mean,
if not for that fourth quarter comeback, I would have said yes.
Okay.
But I think now it's going to take a couple. It would probably take a couple more losses. And this, like you said, if you gun to your head, I'm picking Tampa as well.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I think Tampa's going to be one of those first teams in the NFC that can really make things interesting moving forward, especially the NFC now where the bar is lowering now. San Fran has a lot of injuries. Philadelphia has internal issues. Dallas obviously is meh. Detroit, they're really good, but they're not infallible. So the NFC can be very, very interesting going forward. So, all right, next game here. We got London game here at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. The Jets traveling to not traveling. Well, they'll travel to London, but the Jets and the Vikings. Vikings 2.5-point favorites, over under 40.5. Zach, what you got?
Oh, I would have picked the Vikings in a landslide, but the fact it is overseas, I'll just say the Vikings cover.
So Minnesota wins this game outright. I'll tell you what. I feel good about Minnesota winning this game, but the Jets, they don't. This is like a team that can implode very quickly. With some of the optics, with the Robert Saleh stuff, and Aaron Rodgers, notably, you can tell is upset with things. And you just saw the news with Devontae Adams requested their trade. I already saw on record that the Jets will be going after him. I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers goes over the head of Robert Saleh and the general manager and tells Woody Johnson, "Hey, get him now, at all cost." And they probably should, because this is a 2-year window, if that, for the Jets now to get something done. If they get a Super Bowl or not. So, that being said, the best bet for me though, even though the Vikings will win this game, I'm scared to bet them because the Jets are desperate here. And they lose this game. This is a massive problem. You're gonna start hearing the Robert Saleh fire Robert Saleh chants louder, get louder now. Best bet's the over though. 40.5 was a low number. I'm surprised.
Vikings got a surprising defense.
They do.
And right now, as you talk about that, like internal confrontations going on between Aaron Rodgers and Saleh, what it reminds me of is when Kobe quit on his team in the playoffs in that one game to prove a point. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is essentially trying to keep his team to maybe lose, could lose in an entire game and try and pull it out at the end just to stick it to the coach.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the over here on this one. All right, next one. Panthers at Bears. The Bears are 4-point favorites. The over/under is 41.5. Zach.
Dude, Andy Dalton gets the second win of the year. Caleb Williams, I feel bad for you, dude. You were expected to get an easy win here playing against Bryce Young, last year's first rounder. This is not what you were meant to be. You're gonna play a fired up team with an old man who knows how to play the game, and you're still trying to figure it out. Give me the Carolina.
I'll tell you what, they since Andy Dalton's been starting quarterback the last 2 weeks now, they look like a functional team again.
Yeah,
It's crazy. But I'm also going to take the over in this one as well. Like, I think Carolina could win this game. Chicago's defense is really good, so I don't know what I don't have a strong feeling either way. So the best bet is the over in this one as well. So it's a third over in a row for me. I know it's a cop out, but whatever. All right,
it really is, man. That's my jam.
Yeah, but again, this is why we have over unders here for a reason, and they still count. This is a gambling segment of the podcast, not just like who's going to win the game. All right, next one here. One of the games of the week. I'm looking forward to this one. I cannot wait. Ravens at Bengals. Ravens rather are 2.5-point favorites. The over under is 49.5. Zach.
So why couldn't I have kept my love for the Ravens?
I don't know why you quit on them so early, bro.
I didn't quit on them.
You did the thing I did to the Mets like early on this year.
I just bought the love of Josh Allen and what he had been doing against all these shitty teams.
Right.
And so that was my mistake.
Yeah.
Lamar, Derrick Henry, please forgive me. It won't happen again the rest of this season. Give me Baltimore.
I think it says something that Baltimore is that big a favorite on the road. You know the science of gambling, obviously, that the home team always gets 3 points out the shoot. So the fact that Cincinnati at home, as good a team I'll say good team, at least they've been the last couple of years, and Joe Burrow, whatnot, to not even be not only the favorites, they're actually 2.5-point dogs at home says a lot about how Vegas feels about with the Ravens. And I like the Ravens all too. Also, I told you guys when they were 0-2, this is a team you don't get worried about the record. This is a team that always plays up to competition when they play competition, and they play down to competition when this team's to less than. And you see it now. People say, "Oh, the schedule is going to be tough." I told everybody they may win all those games anyway because that's what they do. And so far, 2-0 in those tough wins, as you call it, against the Cowboys and against the Bills. And I'm going to say here they'll beat the Bengals here too, also. So no surprise here for me. Give me Ravens. They're the best team in football right now.
My question for you.
Yeah.
Would this be a make it or break it game for Cincinnati's season? If they get blown out, is it a complete foregone conclusion? Season's over.
So I want to say no out the shoot because okay, so I want to say no because so the AFC right now, 7 teams get in, obviously.
Yeah.
17-game season, which adds a little more intrigue now that you have a little more wiggle room to a margin of error. So who are your playoff locks right now in the AFC? So for me, I think the Bills are going to take the AFC East now.
Well, for me, the question isn't about like locks and playoff. It's a psychological thing for Cincinnati. If they were to lose or get blown out, because I feel like over the last 2 years, Burrow has kind of owned the Ravens. All right. So if they were to lose or get blown out by the Ravens, will Cincinnati pack it up mentally for the season? Whereas if Cincinnati were to pull out the victory, do you see them fighting for a playoff spot?
So let's snapshot the next 4 games, okay, for the Bengals after this week. So let's assume they lose this week, okay, to the Ravens, okay? They'll be 1-3, or 1-4 rather. All right, your next 4 games for the Bengals are as follows: Giants on the road, Browns on the road, which Browns always playing very well. Eagles at home, which the Eagles have been really weird the last couple of weeks, and the Raiders at home. So they can still go 3-1 those games and feel like, okay, so now you're 3-1, so that 1-4 turns to 4-5.
4-5, yeah.
Right. So you're still in it. So I'm gonna say no. And you see their issues their issues, Zach, it's on one side of the ball. Their offense is fine. Joe Burrow's having a great year. The issues is on defense. They can't stop shit, and their running business is trash. Enter the Ravens this week with Derrick Henry, who looks like a new man. And of course, Lamar Jackson, what he does. So I'm gonna say no. And then you look at the environment in the AFC. Like, who are your locks for the playoffs right now? So Bills will win the East, no doubt about that. I think the North is up for grabs still. I don't think the Steelers win the North. I think the Ravens will have the North. To be honest with you, I think the Steelers will come to earth.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it now. Ravens will take the North. Who knows where the Steelers will be at in 4 weeks? Who knows where the Browns? We have 4 weeks. AFC South. The Texans are 3-1, yes, but they've looked kind of groggy out the shoot. Who knows where they'll be a couple of weeks? And then of course the Chiefs in the AFC West. I'm sorry, it's wide open. It's wide open. The Jets look like shit right now. The Dolphins are done. No, they're not done yet because the teams that we thought coming into the year would be this tough conference, maybe not so good because of circumstances. Even the Chargers, who I thought would be pretty good, they are decent, but Herbert got hurt already, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say no because I think that offense alone could get them back into the race. Now if they lose this week and then say multiple games those next 4 weeks, then we have a conversation, of course. So I'm gonna say no for the time being, but we can revisit this question again in a couple of weeks, definitely. For the Bengals, because I think the Bengals are one team that's 1-4, 1-3, whatever you call it. That's like, you know what, you can't count them out. And again, Joe Burrow is having a phenomenal year. It's their defense is shit.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
So all right, next game here. Oh God, Dolphins at Patriots. Pats are 1-point favorites over under 36.5. Zach.
So, if I were the Patriots, this is when I would start Drake May. Like, this is the automatic game you would start. And I feel bad he won't get this start, right? They're still going with Brissett. Or has there been a quarterback?
As far as I know, Brissett's still the quarterback. Yeah. But nothing's happened yet. I haven't seen anything about changes in terms of quarterback stuff. No, not Drake May taking first team reps, none of that. So
just making sure.
Yeah.
Then I'll just take the under. I'm not even going to turn this game on. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah, I'm there as well, to the under as well. The under could be 20 points. I'm picking the under still.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley was. I mean, people say, I'm going to blame Tyler Huntley for the loss on Monday. No, I think Mike McDaniel coached his worst game of his career on Monday Football.
I just don't believe you should ever start a guy at quarterback for a team mid-season who was not on your team a week ago.
Right, not only that.
Makes zero sense.
And at the very least, attack the secondary. At least throw the ball down the field. You have receivers like those two guys. Attack the secondary.
Yeah.
And it didn't do that. You got Tyreek Hill and John Wall for a reason. Attack the secondary. They didn't do that. McDaniel did a horrible job on Monday. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm a big fan of his, but this Monday he was trash. All right. Browns at Commanders. Commanders 3-point favorites over under 43.5. Zach, your boys. Aren't you excited? Why'd you wear your commie shirt today, buddy?
It's the 6th inning right now. There are no errors. There are no walks, and there are no hits. All right, that's what it feels like. All right, this could be our quarterback. We could truly have a quarterback. But good Lord, he still looks so small in the uniform.
You gotta get over that, brother. You gotta get over that. The optics.
He is so good.
So he is so good. He is. I told you when I watched Hard Knocks this year, the Giants Hard Knocks series, and they were interviewing all the quarterbacks that came in. You know, Caleb Williams, Drake May, all the guys, Penix. There's a scene in there where Jane Daniels talking to Ryan Daboll and Joe Shane, and I might have texted you this actually back, over the summer, that I had a good feeling about this kid. Something felt right. This is body language and just the way he responded to questions. He's very intelligent. He was showing the guys plays on the screen drawing up plays and stuff, for example. And Brian Daboll is an offensive genius for the record. And I got a good feel about him going for, overall about him, good vibe about him. And you're seeing it now. You're seeing it. Cleveland, of course, Deshaun Watson, for all the shit we give him, he has shown moments or plays here and there that, oh, that's the Houston guy. And then it all goes to shit. He hasn't been able to put it all together. The 87-yard touchdown pass that got called back on Sunday against the Raiders. Great play. He scrambled out of the pocket, made the play, but they called that for holding. Look, Browns are going to be always tough because they have a tough team, even though the record doesn't show that. I'm going to take Washington. I just think Washington, you're going to have a home crowd. First game at Washington in over 3 weeks now. A team coming back home, coming off 2 wins on the road. So you're going to have a crowd now. Very excited to see this team. I think it's going to carry Avalanche into a win for this team. Give me the commies to cover this game. So you have Washington as well, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Next game here, we have Colts at Jaguars. Jaguars are 3-point favorites. The over-under 46, Zachary.
Is Flacco playing?
I don't know. They haven't announced anything yet. I'm gonna assume so.
If Flacco plays, I'm taking the Colts. That's all I can say.
So you're gonna go based on that.
Yep.
So what should I write down this number? I'll write down in here. Should I hold this until we may not know until the kickoff?
No, come on. What am I saying? I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say AR-15 gets injured on offensive play number 9. And from there on, Joe Flacco comes in. It'll probably be 0-0, and the Colts will win the game.
So taking Indy anyway. Okay.
Yes.
I get it. The Jags, they're the last unbeaten team in the league. This is it.
I will win a week before the Jags win a game.
Well, I'm taking the Jags win this game. You know why? Because if they don't win this game, I can see a scenario where Doug Peterson's have a job next week, Tuesday. And I think it'll be too soon. The Jags, they should be in Houston. They probably could have beaten, whatever. They're so close, man. I don't think the Jags. I think the Jags will do it. I think the Jags get the first win. Give me the Jags win this game straight up. And they'll cover as well too. All right, next game here, and this is a game I'm looking forward to watching on Sunday as well. Bills at Texans. Bills are 1-point favorites. The over under is 47.5. Zach.
I'm gonna chicken out and just take the over. I would take the Bills, but I'm gonna chicken out and just take the over.
And I'm gonna go some balls here and take the Bills to win this thing outright. Houston, I'll say it again. Houston looks sluggish out the shoot, but I told you guys. I picked Baltimore against Buffalo on Sunday Night Football. It's less about Buffalo and more about Baltimore needing that win, okay? And I still stand by that result. Buffalo's a really good team. The optics show me Houston's still kind of shaky. Look, I'd rather be 3-1 and shaky and trying to figure things out than be 1-3. But that being said, I think Josh Allen bounces back here. Give me the Bills to cover this game, 1 point. And yeah, I'm with you. Buffalo wins this game. All right. 4 o'clock games. Raiders at Broncos. Broncos 3-point favorites over under 36, Zach.
I'm gonna take the under.
Really?
I like the Broncos, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna be anything more than like a 12-9 game.
I can see that, but I think they'll put some points on the board this one. I'm taking the over in this one. Denver's been impressive. Another team like the Commanders won 2 games in a row. Winning in Tampa, winning in New York as the Jets. 2 impressive wins there. I mean, ugly win. Against the Jets, obviously on Sunday, but
yeah.
They're building something here. I think Sean Payton's going to put something together here. The defense is pretty solid. On top of that, too, also, they only get up 16 points last 2 weeks. There's something there. Yeah, pretty impressive actually. Give me the over in this one. I think this would be the Bo Nix game that he breaks out now, and you start seeing Bo Nix as okay. Yeah, you see him the upside a little bit. So give me the over in this one. All right. How about this one? Cardinals at Niners. Niners 7-point favorites over under 50.
I like the Cardinals. All right. I don't expect them to play shitty for 2 straight games on offense. And again, how long can this kid keep it up at running back? Jordan, what's his last name?
The running back, me?
Yeah.
Not I forgot Jordan something.
Yeah.
I know you talk about, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how long can he keep that up?
In that system with Shanahan, probably for a good while.
The only thing I have truly noticed is Ayuk got paid, hasn't done squat.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy's proving he's a legit quarterback in the league.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say. With all the injuries San Fran's had so far through 4 weeks, Brock Purdy has elevated his game. I will say that. Yeah, I will say I'll stand by that. Because I was one of the guys I was like on the fence on Purdy being top 10 guy because for the same reason. He has the talent around him, and if they're gone, he falls apart too. Also, now this year he's elevated without McCaffrey and without Debo and whatnot. So give me what. If this spread was like 8 or 9, I would have said take Arizona. Give me San Francisco to cover this game. I just think Arizona. I think I was tempted to take Arizona points here. The visual optics, the whole 9. San Fran's still banged up, but I just trust San Fran, man. They just get the shit done. And you know what? Honestly, they're already in a hole behind Seattle by a game now in the division. They don't want to fall behind anymore. Give me San Francisco to win this game and to cover 7 points as well too. All right. Next one here. We got 4 more games. Packers at Rams, rather. Packers are 3-point favorites. The over under 48 and a half. Wow. That's a big number. Zach.
That number is way too big.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I actually like Green Bay to win and cover, but 48 points? Hell no. Give me the under. No way can the Rams keep up enough point scoring.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing too, but I think Green Bay is going to be seething after that loss in Minnesota. Giving Green Bay to win this game outright and to cover 3 points. I think you'll see another Jordan Love. What you saw Jordan Love in the second half of the game against Minnesota is what you're going to see going forward. I think you'll start seeing Jordan Love ascend to being that guy that everybody believes he can be. Get the Packers here. Rams are banked up 2 on top of that. Get the Packers to cover 3 points. Honestly. All right. 3 more games here. Giants at Seahawks. Seahawks 6-point favorites. The over under 44, Zach.
Dude, I know I tell you take the Giants plus the points, but it is in Seattle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah, give me Seattle to cover.
So Giants don't normally play well in Seattle. I know they won a couple of years ago there, but for the most part, they don't play well there. But they always do seem to cover or close to covering against Seahawks. I'm going to take your signs for 20 years. I've known you 20 years. Giants getting more than 5-6 points. Take the Giants. I know Giants aren't good. I get it. Maybe Neighbors plays this game. We'll see. There's been no word on that yet. Give me the Giants on the points just because they're probably gonna play competitive football here. I think. So give me the Giants to cover. All right, Sunday game, of course. Cowboys at Steelers. Steelers 2.5-point favorites. The over under is 44.5. Zach. This is the most one for the Cowboys.
So yeah, exactly. And I want to bet. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I expect them to win, but
Yeah.
I would love to see them lose.
We all would love to see them lose. And I think they will lose this game. However, the best bet is the under. That's a big number, 44.5. The Dallas offense is not that good this year. First off, let's start there. Okay, they're not good even as it is. Then you add the factor of playing the Steelers on top of that too, and the best defense in football, probably, arguably. 44.5 is a lot of points here. Unless Vegas sees like defensive scoring here in this game. TJ Watt scoop and score.
Look, CeeDee Lamb and Dak are bound to have a breakout game. Why can't it be this game?
Against Pittsburgh's defense? One trick pony, no running game?
They just let me down, okay? They just let me down, and I'm still pissed about it, and so I'm taking the Cowboys.
All right. I'm taking the under in this game. Best bet here. All right, finally, Monday Night Football. Saints at Chiefs. Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites. The over-under is 43.5, Zach. What you got?
The Chiefs have not looked dominant at all season. 5.5 points, way too many. Give me the Saints. I'm sorry. I expect it to be a close game anytime Kansas City plays. They just lost their top wide receiver. They can't run the ball. No.
They got Mahomes doing that defense. It's crazy how and they're 4-0. That's the crazy part. And they'll be there in the end, probably. But I'm taking the over in this game. I think we'll get some scoring in this one. I think this is the game. This will be the game that Mahomes and Kelsey, I don't say dominate, but this is the game where they'll start put up some points on the board. And the Saints can score some points.
They put up points just because of Worthy.
True. But give me over in this game. I think this will be a good Mahomes game. Saints. I was also tempted to take the Saints on the points as well too for the same reason you just did, but I think the best bet's the over. Anyway, all right, that's the NFL games for this week. All right, FSU minute real quick. Jeez, SMU dude. I mean, this is the worst season I've ever experienced as a Florida State fan.
How is there not a calling for him to be fired?
Because he was unbeaten last year. That's why. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's the same. That's the reason why.
This is easily the most embarrassing season in my entire lifetime.
Is it worse than the Willie Taggart season?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Willie Taggart looks like he has a chance at a college playoff.
You know what, too, also?
Jackass.
At least Willie Taggart, though, the season we knew we were bad anyway. That's the thing. We knew we were bad. This team was just 13-0 last year. And
we could move the ball with Willie Taggart. I'm sorry. Any Division II school could probably beat us right now. I believe every one of the academies could beat us. I believe everyone in the Mountain West can beat us. And I love Clemson this weekend. I think they slaughter us.
Yeah, honestly, I have no reason to believe the Florida State Summer's going to be competitive this game, even at home. Give me Clemson to cover 14.5 points. Yeah. Give me seriously. I'm just there. This is the worst season I've ever experienced as a Knowles fan, and we're only 5 games in. There's still more to go. Like I almost don't even want to do FSU minute anymore, but we're loyal fans. We're gonna touch on it anyway. Who knows? Maybe they may do upset Dabo this weekend. Probably not. I will say, at least
maybe the fire coach.
But yeah, I will say though, the one good news that DJ Ungole is not playing this week. Probably out for a little while. Thank God, because he's been fucking horrible. Brock Glenn. I don't know. Last time we saw him in the field in the AC title game, he was terrible too. But
hey, he's gotta be better than what we've had.
Yeah, whatever. All right, two things to get you out of here. Big trade in the NBA a couple days ago. It got finalized today. Karl-Anthony Towns now a member of the New York Knicks. In exchange for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, and there was 2 second-round picks also from Charlotte as well, going to Charlotte, I believe, right? Can't remember exactly how that worked out.
Second-round picks. Let's stop pretending.
Who gives a shit? Winner or losers? Any winners or losers in this trade? Both wins? What do you think?
I think they're both wins.
Okay, explain why.
So you had Towns who just did not fit any longer in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
You know how sometimes, even though you're a productive player, you come with an expectation. And he never quite reached that expectation. And so I don't think he ever felt the love that he should have as a player there. So in their system, does he work? Yeah, because you need a stretch, but you don't need a stretch when you have Rudy Gobert you're playing next to.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle now, on the other hand, he's a little smaller. He doesn't have to play down low on defense, but he'll go down low and beat the hell out of their guys. So I think offensively it works for Minnesota in that regard.
I also think too, also for Minnesota, I think the thing also long term, not just short term. Moving these contracts, moving off the Cat contract, moving off the
That was huge.
Gobert's contract's immovable. He has a player option after this year, which obviously he's going to opt in. I mean, he's $46 million. He's not going to opt out of that. And I think they want to reshape the team now the way they want to with Ant as the number one guy, and Cat was not the best fit necessarily. Does Cat fit in New York? Possibly. That pick and pop game with him and Jalen Brunson could be a massive thing. Also they address having another big down there, losing Hartenstein. Yes, Mitchell Robinson, but Mitchell Robinson is also hurt all the time, so you at least have that body there in case Mitchell Robinson gets hurt, which is almost guaranteed to happen because that's what he does. Is he needs the lineup every so often. I'm curious with New York and with Cat, because Cat's personality is very floaty and whatever. Just goes with the flow, whatever. Maybe laid back, and some will say a little immature, and I get all that. And you can get away with that in Minnesota, obviously. In New York, though, in that media, I don't know. Especially now with the expectations now the Knicks have going into this year. I mean, I would say on paper right now, and obviously we're going to do an NBA preview in a couple of weeks. You and I and Chris. I don't know if you agree with this, but would you say right now the Knicks, on paper at least, are the clear number 2 team behind Boston now? Is that defined to you yet? Are you still?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, even if they had Randall, I think they were the defined number 2 now.
Okay.
I believe the real fight is Sixers can be a 3 seed because of health, but also because of health, they're probably more likely a play-in team. Giannis and
Dame Lillard,
Dame.
your favorite player in the world.
They're gonna always be fighting for a 3-4 seed, I think, going forward.
Yeah.
When it comes to Cat, I kind of think with New York now, it allows him to go back to playing center, but he doesn't have to move as much, rotate and help like he was asked upon, because you have athletes at the other positions with OB and Hart, so you can swing.
I'm trying to find right now if the over-unders move for the Knicks now as a result of this move. So right now they're over, and look, we'll obviously get to this when we do the season preview, obviously. But the Knicks over-under right now, I'm looking at the app right now. I guess it took it down now. I took it down. I don't see it.
Oh.
I don't know. I imagine it was like 52, 53 before this trade. Maybe it was a point or two. Maybe it was 2 wins. Maybe, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think Cat go with 2 wins for you. Maybe 3.
I think it situationally helps the team because I think both teams were good.
Yeah.
What really happened was it locked in this lineup for the Knicks because of money, and it freed Minnesota to do what they want in a year to build around Ant, like you said.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to this. I think To your point, Boston's clear number 1, Knicks number 2. Milwaukee's a little older. We'll see how they can recover and if they stay healthy. Philadelphia's lineup, top heavy, obviously really good, but health, Embiid's health, Paul George's health. You saw last year, the minute you move one of those guys off that team, they're done. Obviously Cleveland has a lot more to prove. Miami's obviously going to be hanging around. We'll see. Indiana is another team on the upside. We'll see if they could play around. I think there's a lot of interesting stories. And again, we're getting a tease now of that. In a couple weeks, we're going to do our season preview, our top 25 players, all that. What we always do every year. That's going to be a fun time. This move made me even more excited about the NBA this year because I think the Knicks fans are going to be really excited. And I'm going to be honest, the Knicks fans will be very loud this year because this is a move that this could be the NBA Finals for them here. This could be the move that puts them over the top. We'll see. Because Boston's not flawless. I mean, the Boston's a great team, but they're not flawless. They're KP. They're Porzingis injury rate from them from being back to the middle of the pack again.
So, storyline.
Go ahead.
Wiggins left Minnesota, goes to Golden State, right?
Yeah.
He wins a ring. Everyone changes their view on him. Could this be a second Timberwolves player to leave and have his whole narrative now change?
Not change?
No, have it change.
It depends on how the media receives. Because the thing is, though, Wiggins went from Minnesota to Golden State, where both media markets are pretty lenient in comparison.
It might be a lenient market, but that was a franchise that was always being talked about, so it's a little different.
At the very least, though, I'm not even say Cat has to win a championship. He's got to get to the finals at least.
Yeah.
To change that conversation.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least get to the finals.
No, I just think it could be a very interesting storyline.
Yeah. If he wins the finals, though, and he's one of the reasons why they win it, and he probably should be and he will be. Yes, that will change the conversation about the Cat a lot. Because you know me, I'm not a big Cat guy. I'm not. So, but we'll see. We'll see. He had moments last year in the conference final in the playoffs with Minnesota. So,
absolutely.
Not to say he can't do it. He's done it before. It's on a better roster now, especially. So we'll see. All right. One last thing is out of here, and this is all you here. I got to watch the debate last night, the VP debate. Your thoughts? If you want to ramble and rant.
No, look. Were there some lies told? Absolutely. But for once, that seemed like an actual debate.
Mm-hmm.
Was one way better at debating? Absolutely. But the one that seemed to be way better at debating was also doing a lot of lying. But other than that, my only critique would be we want to keep calling out Democrats at everything.
Yeah.
But you heard a man who is literally pro-national abortion ban go and say, oh, my party just isn't trusted on the subject, without saying, hey, don't trust me, because if I get into power, I'm gonna want to sign a national abortion ban. That was like the one thing that really annoyed me is here's a guy who's made his point of view on abortion very well known, that he is a hardened pro-lifer, and yet he's gonna be like, well, my party just needs to try a little harder to convince you to trust us on it, when we watched you firsthand for 50 years try and take it away. You got it, and you tried to go back to 1800 laws in order to have control.
Yeah.
And we know you have spoken about a ban. Let's stop pretending that they need to build trust when all you're going to do is screw them out of their trust again if they give it to you.
And this issue's hamstrung the party, because if there's any time that the Republican Party can actually gain traction from moderate voters and even some of the disgruntled Democrats, this is the era to do it. And yet, this one issue continues to hamstrung the Republican Party.
And they can't get away because in the end, he was a social justice warrior over this exact topic.
Right.
All right. So he's never going to be able to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I haven't watched the debate yet, but the words I hear about the debate, some of the adjectives I hear are cordial,
Oh yeah,
friendly, clean
it
cut.
was the way it was supposed to be.
Well, again, it's the Trump era has changed all that. Everything with Trump era debates have been very dirty, grimy, and this all about vibes. Oh, by the way, before we get out of here, I didn't ask you this thing also too in picks, best bets. You got 4 teams on buys this weekend: Detroit, Tennessee, Philadelphia, and the Chargers. Which team needs to buy more in your opinion?
I would say the Chargers just on a health reason for Herbert. I think they still, if he could get healthy and they felt comfortable with him, they could let him run a little more. That he has a chance at a playoff spot.
Mm. Yeah, it's Philadelphia. To me, it's Philadelphia. Philadelphia needs it bad. I mean, the optics are bad with Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, and they can use it. And right now, with Washington now starting to surge now. They need to assess where this team's at. So, to me, it's Philadelphia. So,
And
anyway.
see, I think with Philly, unless there's a change of coach at this point, it ain't going to matter.
Well, we shall see. That's 4 weeks will define that. They got an easy schedule coming up. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, Zach, good job by you as always. Good luck with your picks. And till next week.
Yes, sir, man. Good luck.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Later.
Later.